All right, family. Black Power, Black Power. It's the Truth Hour with General Cyrus Said. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. We got another powerful video today. We're going to be dealing with how the Egyptian government flooded out ancient Nubian temples, tombs, cemeteries, washing away thousands and thousands of years of history. We're going to be on top of this. Destroying a crucial link in the origins of ancient Egypt coming up out of Nubia. Before we get started, family, I want you to tap into my Patreon. We got some fire going down over there on my Patreon. We talking about this Sunday. Who are the real Jews? Back to the live stream lectures. 2 hours of high potency. Y'all already know what that is. Can't get it nowhere else. You can go to my Patreon and join the intermediate scribe tier, and you'll be able to not only get this live stream, but you'll be able to get everything on that tier at that time. So I want you to get on over there. Also, today we're dropping another heavy one, Elite of America, Secret Egyptian Addiction. Looking at the burials of the elite of the United States. Don't miss that, family. Tap into the Patreon. Click the link at the top of the chat. Also, King SETI online marketplace, official SETI products, DVDs, T-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry. You can become a member of. There's a YouTube page, General SETI, Cyrus SETI, just by going to my home page, clicking the membership link, and make sure you get a video a thumbs up, like it because you'll love it. Share it with your family and friends. Comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because you will get banned. So, again, we talking about a very devastating event. A very devastating event in the history of our Nubian people, family, and, when building this dam I believe it was in the 60s, 70s, I tap in real quick, where they flooded out so many temples and tombs and cemeteries belonging to our peoples in Nubia, and which was a very crucial link to the origins of ancient Egypt. You see, and, flooded temples is under the water, tombs is under the water. I mean, you talking about 3,000, 4,000 year old. I mean, we talking about BC, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 BC. A lot of priceless temples and tombs were up under the water. And you can see pictures of our people. They didn't want to leave their ancestral land. So it was very devastating for the Nubian people. It was very devastating for our people to have to leave their ancestral lands, which they've been in for tens of thousands of years. And here comes some, a foreigner who gonna come in and destroy your legacy, your ancestral legacy like that. And so, I witnessed some of the things myself. As you can see behind us, this is the temple of Isis. It's on the island of Philae now. But they had to move this temple. You see what I'm saying? They had to move this temple. So they cut the temple up and relocated the temple. I think the temple was originally on Angelica Island, but today it's on Philae Island, and you can still see where the watermarks was. Once you get to the temple, you can still see where the watermarks was, and and anybody that been to Egypt and seen the temple of Isis, you can see, look on here and see how high the water is up. So, this is crazy. Now, even here, it's even higher than that. When you look at this photo right here, let me get that out of there. Man, it's up to the pylon. It's up to the, it's up to the top of the pylon. You know, so you talking about some serious height of water up there, you know, and so you talking about and as you can look, you know, you can see where they climbed to the top of the temple just to carve out. So you know, people, when you know they was really trying to destroy ancient Egypt, and you gonna go that high up just to carve something out the temple. That's crazy. But just to see the water, you know, the levels and how high up, and some of them didn't even just, some of them never even made it from up under the water. And then now this is this again is and this looked like the same, you know, one of the same photos, because you can see now that's the coist of I believe, what's his name, Trajan or some, you know, but you know, and so you could, if you know how high this is up, you know, it's a whole lot of water. It's a whole lot of water. You know, it really hurts to see, you know, that you know, because in the ancient times, our people took care of the Nile and they diverted, you know, and it was, you know, you have to take care of the Nile, meaning you had to put your canals in there. You had to, you know, to keep it from flooding like that, you know. And so these people's being foreigners and just, you know, not taking care of the river and, you know, not doing the necessary things to keep our temples from flooding out like that. That's ridiculous. You know, that's totally ridiculous that, you know, such ancient monuments is underwater like that. You know, is totally ridiculous. Let me get back to some of this information right here. On when this happened and you know, and I went off on the AI because they always you know, always trying to divert from the, you know, what's really going on. Let me get in here. I don't know where my chat went. I don't know where my chat went. But you know, they know good and well that, you know, it was a lot of, here go right here. Here go right here. Let me tap back in. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me tell you. Yeah, so it's saying, yeah, a huge stretch of ancient Nubia was drowned when the ASWAN lowdown. That was in 1902. Right? They raised it later. You see, so that wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time. So they had the ASWAN lowdown. That was put up in 1902. Later raised, and especially the high dam, which is the one in there right now, put in the 60s, and it created a lake. You see, it created a lake, and so and crazy created one of the largest lakes on the planet. That's just how much water been coming down that river, you know, for so long. So what survived did so only because of a massive UNESCO rescue effort. So, you know, if they wouldn't, you know, it was only, you know, with the help of UNESCO that they were able to move some temples. So, you know, and some of them they moved not in Egypt, they cut whole temples up and moved them into museums in Europe. Is that, do you hear what I just told you? You see, some of the temples that they were, so, you know, quote unquote, rescuing, they cut the temples up, right? And now you got to go. I believe one is in the Metropolitan Museum, New York. I believe they got one in there. I think I seen it in there. And it's a few more other temples, you know, where they didn't cut the temple up. It's a smaller type temple. and they didn't put the temple in the museum. You see, this is what they done. And so they didn't took all the artifacts. They took a lot of artifacts from our people and stole them and put them in, you know, these various just a den of thieves. You see what I'm saying? And so now what they said, what was flooded by Lake Nasser, lost or partially lost. Now what's crazy is that they flooded out this fortress, Buhin. Okay, now you can go online and look it up because they took pictures of it. You see, and so that was lost. And this was a massive fort that, you know, the Egyptians had built down in Nubia, but it was still standing. It was a massive fort. Okay, so that was Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom fortress. That was flooded out. It was once the largest fort in Nubia, fully submerged, only partially recorded before flooding. You see, and so they done flooded some more Mirgisa. I believe that's another fort, strategic military and custom site, lost beneath Lake Nasser. Then you got Simna, Sinuret the third border forts. Some walls recorded, site flooded. Kuma, twin site to Simna, completely submerged. Aniba, major administrative and religious center, flooded with only partial excavation. You see, so cemeteries and burial grounds lost. So they flooded out all our cemeteries. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. A group. Okay, you talking about 3,800, 3,100 BC cemeteries. We're not talking about, you know, a cemetery is a cemetery. But you talking about where they found some of the royal cemeteries that preceded ancient Egypt. You see, man, you know, you make me want to go back to the old me. You feel me? And just go right on in. You see, A group, 3,800 to 3,100 BC cemeteries. Then you got the C group, 2,400 to 1,500 BC cemeteries. You see, flooded out, pan-grave Nubian burials. Some of the older buried pan-grave Nubian burials flooded out. Kerma period graves flooded out. Early Kushite elite burials flooded out. Thousands of graves were never excavated. So they never even excavated it because they knew they was going to find a lot of evidence, you know, that would connect Nubia to Egypt. So they didn't even care to go down there to do that. They didn't even care to go down there to do the excavation, which ain't nothing but desecration. But in this case, what else can we do? What else can we do? Much of early Nubian population history is now irretrievable. You hear that? Black power to the family out there. Much of early Nubian population history is now irretrievable. Temples that were saved. Okay, so, you know, these only survived because they were cut apart and moved. Now the thing is, like, now when we bring up Abu Simbel, and you go to Abu Simbel, and you got the temple of Ramesses, then you got the temple of Nefertari. Now I seen earlier pictures where it was originally the mountain that it was originally carved in Man, they had to leave so much. Man, they only got a piece of that temple. They left a lot of the temple where, in the mountain. Man, they left a lot of the temple there, man. It's things that were left in that mountain that could not be retrieved. So Abu Simbel moved piece by piece. Philae, the one we just saw, this Philae, it was cut and moved. Let me get it back up there. Well, it's right behind me. It's right behind me. So that right there, it's not on the original island. That was cut up. And then you got Calabash. That was cut up. Amada was cut up. Wadi El Sabua. That's the lion temple down there in Nubia. And Deer, D-E-R-R, Deer, another little small temple. It was cut up. So the bigger picture often left out. Over 90% of ancient Lower Nubia is now underwater. Do you hear that? That's almost unacceptable. You see, to have that much, do you hear that? Over 90% of ancient Lower Nubia, which would be where you're going to find the direct link between Egypt and the South. It would be the next step into Egypt, where you would see all the evidence of how Egypt came to be. So over 90% of ancient Lower Nubia is now underwater. Nubia had more temples than Upper Egypt per mile. Did you hear that? Nubia had more temples than Upper Egypt per mile. That's crazy. Entire Nubian towns, inscriptions, and oral history sites vanished. Tens of thousands of modern Nubians were forcibly relocated. Okay, so this wasn't just flooding temples. It erased a continuous African civilization corridor that stretched from ASWAN to the Fourth Cataract. This is really, this is insane. Real talk. This is really insane. And so we're talking about one of the biggest crimes, one of the biggest cultural crimes in history. Outside of them stealing all what's left, they didn't wash that away. They stealing everything else, taking it to museums all over the world. Stealing, anything that can't be nailed down, and if it's small enough of a temple, they'll cut it up and take it and put it in a museum, and you got to go to the museum to see it. This is the world we living in today. So I just wanted to, for people out there that really tapping into and understand that was, that's the key area that showed the development of how Egypt come out of Nubia. So they were strategic in white people say, oh, it's not, shut up. They would never do, and I got on I remember when I was in school, I got on a professor so hard one time, man, it hit my nerve, you know what I'm saying? And I just went in on him. I was ready to, be taken out the class. I was prepared, to be taken out the class, because I just couldn't, sit up in there and take, this garbage You know, you got cultures all over the world. You got Greece and Rome. They're gonna find a way to preserve things like that. They ain't gonna just wash that away. Even if they got to take the time to remove it, to excavate it first. You see, but more times than not, they ain't gonna touch it. If it's their ancestors, you're not gonna take a critical area of history like that and flood it out without making sure. I didn't see. Now, if you go into the state of Israel, they could be building or make a modern skyscraper, but they got to go in there and they got to excavate first. And if they find anything of ancient history, the building got to stop. They stop it on the spot. And it could be it could just be a fossil or bones of a human being or any. If they find anything of significance, it stopped immediately. They push the brakes until it could be excavated and see what's up under here. If it's something of really significant importance, they'll stop it. So knowing that they already then found some evidence showing, they don't want to dig up under here no more. They don't want nobody up under here finding nothing else. They already found evidence at Custul, or the Pharaoh, the white crown, the throne, the palace facade, which is the Shirak, showing kingship already before they even go into Egypt. So they don't want no more evidence. They don't want no more evidence. So it was okay to watch that. That's the biggest crime, one of the biggest crimes in world history that is unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. But anyway, family, we'll tap back into this on a deeper level. Make sure you get over there to Patreon, to the family out there. This Sunday is going down. We're going to get started about 1 o'clock p.m. You could go straight to Patreon. You can join the intermediate scribe tier, $15, you feel me? And not only do you get the live stream, this is how, this is the way we do it. You feel me? We back to doing the lecture 2 hours and you getting high power information nonstop. You feel what I'm saying? So not only do you get this lecture when you join, you get the other, videos that's on that tier. You get that too. So it's a powerful package deal for you. So get over there today. We're going to be dropping it down. We got the Elite of America Secret Egyptian Addiction. We're going to break that down. It's something about these elites. They know about Africa that you don't know. They know something about you you don't know about yourself, because they ain't going down with Jesus, Muhammad, and the rest of these. They're going down like our ancestors. And so they know something about, the spiritual realm that we don't know, because we still going down with what they gave us, and they going down like our ancestors. It's time to wake up. See y'all in a minute. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that Wicked Beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Booyakah. Black power.